What's up, guys? Part what? Part 5, I think? How's everybody doing today? So, we're going to keep on doing this, but you know what? I figured 5 minutes is a little bit too quick. I know that's all I can handle, but we're going to do 10 minutes each video now, and so let's get going to it, right? Let's get going to the next one. Here we go. This is part 5, guys. Part 5. So it says during the same month that the SIA Auden cooked up his baseless assessment, two other operatives from the FBI headquarters, Nikki Flores and Brad Benavides, were busy spreading falsehoods to the aforementioned U.S. senators who were approached by the whistleblowers. Specifically, Flores, who met multiple times with Joe's top lawyer in the West Wing, and Benavides, who retired following the exposure of his role in the FBI conspiracy and took an executive position with Amazon. Then he briefed a Senate committee on 8/6 of 2020 about how legitimate inquiries into the Biden's foreign business deals were enabling a Russian disinformation campaign. Naturally, the briefing's details were leaked to the Washington Post, which is owned by Jeff Bezos, the founder of Benavides' new employer. Wow, funny how that works, right? So here we go. This is the VA electronic transmission between Miss Nikki Flores, Mr. Bradley Benavides. It says on August 6, 2020, we are finishing our September 23, 2020 report on Hunter Biden's financial connections to foreign governments and questionable foreign nationals. You provided a briefing to us on behalf of the FBI and intelligence community. As we have publicly and privately stated to you and Director Wray since that briefing, the briefing was unnecessary and was only done because of pressure from our Democratic colleagues, including Democratic leadership, to falsely attack our Biden investigation as advancing Russian disinformation. Sure. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit here. So this is Brad Scott Benavides. And all this stuff, all the links are going to be down below, folks. All the links will be down below. It says, we also made clear our concerns that the briefing would be subject to a leak that would shed a false light on the focus of our investigation. Indeed, on May 1st, 2021, the Washington Post did exactly that, and so did other inaccurate media articles. During the course of our investigation, which falsely labeled our investigation as advancing Russian disinformation. Moreover, whistleblowers have recently alleged that in August of 2020, the same month you provided the briefing to us, FBI officials initiated a scheme to downplay derogatory information on Hunter Biden for the purpose of shutting down investigative activity relating to his potential criminal exposure by labeling it disinformation. Whistleblowers have also alleged that the local FBI leadership instructed employees not to look at the Hunter Biden laptop immediately after the FBI obtained it. This is all out there, folks. We have the links below. So look in the description below. You can click on the links. You can find this information just like I have. I've gotten this through MarcoPoloUS.org. I bought the book so that way we can read it to you guys. And then they say, at this briefing, as well as after, we requested relevant records relating to what happened at the briefing, including the 302 or similar summary, the intelligence basis for the briefing, and the personnel involved in making the decision to brief us. On August 12th, 2020, May 3rd, 2021, July 25th, 2022, and August 11th, 2022, those requests were made. The FBI has consistently failed to respond in full to each request and failed to provide those critical records, which cast further doubt on the true purpose for the briefing. So she's saying the briefing that they had earlier was all a facade, right? Simply put, the unnecessary FBI briefing provided the Democrats and liberal media the vehicle to spread their false narrative that our work advanced Russian disinformation. So she's saying the Democrats used this and gave it to all the liberal media so that way it could promote their false narrative, saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's Russian disinformation about the Hunter Biden laptop. Although you stated that the FBI didn't intend to interfere in our investigation, the practical effect of such an unnecessary briefing and subsequent leaks relating to it created interference. which frustrated and obstructed congressional oversight efforts. And this is from Nikki Arnold. You can see these, and we're going to have these all down below. So from Nikki Flores here, investigations and operations. It says our foreign influence task force partners with the 56 field offices across the country on open FBI investigations with a foreign influence nexus. Think of the task force as the hub, with spokes out to our 56 field offices and our expansive frontline agents, analysts, and professional staff. Investigations with the cyber nexus are worked collaboratively with our cyber division and the cyber task forces throughout the nation to quickly respond to those threats, to protect systems and work with the intelligence community to determine attribution. So they wasted their time, basically. Our investigative approach also seeks to affirmatively impose costs on our adversaries, particularly key influencers or enablers. Just last fall, we charged Elena Pushinova, a Russian national, with criminal violations stemming from her efforts to influence the 2016 and 2018 elections in her role as chief accountant for Project Lacha, a Russian disinformation. Let's see. So, we already read that part. Down here it says she moved to the counterintelligence division as deputy assistant director. Must be talking about this lady. Okay, so let's go on to the next page. Remember, once again, folks, if you want to read this stuff, everything, all the links that they give us is down in the description. Just look down there below. 3 weeks before the 2020 selection, I like how they put selection, the New York Post published a story proving that not only were the Bidens' foreign business deals unrelated to a Russian disinformation campaign, but also that the FBI had been in possession of the Biden laptop since December 2019. Gee, why didn't they talk about that? When the same U.S. senators who were approached by the aforementioned whistleblowers wrote a letter to the director of the FBI inquiring about his blatant gaslighting, FBI official Jill Tyson responded on behalf of the Bureau and said it had nothing to add and could not provide any additional information. At the same time, Tyson penned the response letter. She was engaging in an inappropriate romantic relationship with a subordinate, which disrupted the workplace. Yet she still works for the FBI. Wow. So here we go. It says, Director Ray, on September 24, 2020, the day after Chairman Grassley and I released our report titled Hunter Biden Burisma and Corruption, the Impact on U.S. Government Policy and Related Concerns, a whistleblower contacted my committee and informed my staff that he had possession of a laptop left in his business with by Hunter Biden. He also informed us that he provided his content to the Federal Bureau of Investigation in response to the December 9th, 2019 grand jury subpoena. So he was subpoenaed to turn it over. It's a great book by Mac Isaac. I forget his full name. As the first step in our due diligence, committee staff contacted FBI officials and asked for confirmation of certain facts in an attempt to validate the whistleblower's claims and assertions. Unfortunately, several days later, the FBI responded that it would not confirm nor deny any information identified by the committee, even though several of our questions were not related to the possible existence of an ongoing grand jury investigation. I have a responsibility to validate and verify the contents of any information produced to my committee. The committee must know if it receives that information that could be fraudulent or not accurate. As my staff explained to FBI officials, this information is crucial for several reasons. For example, if any information offered to the committee was linked to a foreign adversary's attempt to interfere in the selection, I would expect the FBI to ensure the committee is protected and receives a defensive briefing. Similarly, knowingly providing false information to Congress is a crime, and I would expect the FBI to have informed me if, after having been given notice of what we received, this may have occurred. That is precisely why my staff reached out to the FBI. For these reasons, the committee must know whether the FBI has assessed the validity of this material the whistleblower has provided and what, if any, actions the FBI has taken since obtaining the information. In light of the unanswered questions, I request the following information and materials. Number 1, does the FBI possess material from Hunter Biden's laptop? If yes, how and when did the FBI obtain this? Is it accurate the FBI officials obtained contents from Hunter Biden's laptop from a business located in Delaware? If so, when did the FBI first examine these records? Has the FBI concluded examination of these records? Has the FBI found any evidence of criminal activity based on its examination of these records? Has the FBI determined whether the records on the computer was generated on that computer is genuine or has it been altered in any way? Has the FBI determined whether these records were generated or authored by Hunter Biden? Has the FBI determined whether these records are a result from someone hacking Hunter Biden's computer? It is accurate that the FBI issued a grand jury subpoena from the U.S. District Court for the District of Delaware to obtain this information. If so, when and why was the subpoena issued? Was this information ever offered to the FBI voluntarily? When and how were you made aware that the Delaware computer repair shop owner possessed a computer and its electronic contents that he claimed originally belonged to Hunter Biden? So he called them up. He didn't call the local one. He had a family member in New Mexico who knew some people at the FBI, so he sent it to the one in New Mexico. And they spoke to him, but they didn't want to deal with it. In addition to these records allegedly provided in response to a subpoena, has the FBI ever been in possession of any other of Hunter Biden's laptop or material from Hunter Biden's laptop? If so, please explain when and how the FBI obtained this information and what, if any, steps it took to investigate and authenticate this material. 6. Is the FBI aware of other federal agencies that have Hunter Biden's laptop or material from Hunter Biden's laptop? If so, what agencies have this material and how did the agencies obtain it? Sincerely, Ron Johnson, Chairman, Committee of Homeland Security. It says, please respond no later than October 22nd, 2020. October 22nd, 2020, before the election. Thank you for your attention. Now, John Ratcliffe. Guessing these look like, see, they're timestamps, so I'm guessing they're voicemails or something. It says, so Maria, it's funny that some of the people that complain the most about intelligence being politicized are the ones politicizing intelligence. And unfortunately, in this case, it is Adam Schiff, oh, good old Shifty Schiff, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, who, as you pointed out on Friday, said that the Intelligence Committee believes that Hunter Biden's laptop and the emails on it are part of some Russian disinformation campaign. John Ratcliffe said, let me be clear. The intelligence community doesn't believe that because there's no intelligence that supports that. And we have shared no intelligence with Chairman Schiff or any other member of Congress that Hunter Biden's laptop is part of some Russian disinformation campaign. So he's saying right there, he's like, let me be clear. The intelligence community, which is Homeland Security, has no information and no way to say that this is Russian disinformation. They never said that. Here they say it's simply not true. And this is exactly what I said I would stop when I became the Director of National Intelligence. And that's people using the intelligence community to leverage some political narrative. And in this case, apparently Chairman Schiff wants anything against his preferred political candidate to be deemed as not real, and is using the intelligence committee or attempting to use the intelligence committee to say there's nothing to see here. Then he says, don't drag the intelligence committee into this. Hunter Biden's laptop is not part of some Russian disinformation campaign. And I think it's clear that the American people know that. The intelligence community has not been involved with Hunter Biden's laptop. Hunter Biden is a U.S. person, and he would be subject to any investigation regarding fraud or corruption would be rightfully the jurisdiction of the FBI. So the FBI has had possession of this. What I can say without commenting on any investigation that they may have into corruption or fraud is to say that their investigation does not center around Russian disinformation. And let's see, where does it go? They don't have any more. Okay, I guess there's just one at that point in there. Now this is a letter to Chairman Johnson. It says, this responds to your letter dated October 17th, 2020. So we're responding to this letter right here from Christopher Wray. From Ron Johnson, I'm sorry. The Federal Bureau of Investigations regarding the authenticity of certain information provided to your committee, including whether such information is linked to a foreign adversary's influence operation or is otherwise fraudulent. You also asked several questions about a laptop computer reportedly produced pursuant to a grand jury subpoena. Reportedly. As you may know, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence has advised the American public that, in advance of the 2020 election, a number of nation states plan to use covert and overt influence measures in an attempt to sway voter preferences and perspectives, sow discord in the United States, and undermine the confidence of Americans in our democratic process. No, you liberals did that. The FBI is primarily investigative agency responsible for the integrity and security of the 2020 election, and as such, we are focused on an array of threats, including the threat of malign foreign influence operations. Regarding the subject of your letter, we have nothing to add at this time to the October 19th public statement by the Director of National Intelligence about the available actionable intelligence. If actionable intelligence is developed, the FBI, in consultation with the Intelligence Committee, will evaluate the need to provide defensive briefings to you and the committee pursuant to the established notification framework. Finally, the FBI advised the committee in this letter dated October 5th, 2020, consistent with long-standing Department of Justice Department. Finally, as the FBI advised the committee in its letter dated October 5th, 2020, consistent with the long-standing Department of Justice policy and practices, the FBI can neither confirm nor deny the existence of any ongoing investigation or persons or entities under investigation, including to members of Congress. As the Inspector General firmly reminded the Department and the FBI in recent years, this policy is designed to preserve the integrity of all Justice Department investigations and the Justice Department's ability to effectively administer justice without political or undue outside influences. Bullshit, because you're being influenced to say that there's no disinformation or that there's disinformation here. Therefore, the FBI cannot provide any additional information in response to the enumerated questions in your letter. Thank you for your support of the FBI, its mission, and its people. Sincerely, Jill C. Tyson, Assistant Director of Office Affairs. So now up here, we got the investigative summary 21-098. And once again, all these links are down below in the description, folks. Findings of misconduct by an FBI Assistant Director for failure to timely report a romantic relationship with a subordinate and related misconduct. The Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General initiated an investigation after receiving information from the FBI Inspection Division alleging that an Assistant Director was engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a subordinate. The OIG investigation substantiated the allegations that the Assistant Director was engaged in a romantic relationship with a subordinate and failed to timely report the relationship in violation of FBI policy. The OIG investigation also found that the Assistant Director allowed the relationship to negatively affect an appropriate and professional superior-subordinate relationship and to disrupt the workplace by interfering with the ability of other FBI employees to complete their work, and that the Assistant Director participated in a hiring or organizational decision involving a subordinate, all in violation of FBI policy. So basically, whoever this girl was sleeping with got benefits for sleeping with her. The OIG has completed its investigation and provided its report to the FBI and DOJ's Office of Professional Responsibilities for appropriate action. And guess what? It says right here, she's never been fired. FBI Assistant Director Jill Tyson, who is accused of failing to disclose her romantic relationship with a subordinate. And I'm guessing this, well, there she is right there with this Director Ray. Alright guys, so we're going to stop right here, and everything's going to be in the links down below, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe this video. Share this video everywhere, guys. Share, share, share. Alright folks, we'll see you in the next part tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel.